This is Tara outside the register office on her big day. This is Andre, the man she's marrying. And this is Frank, Tara's boyfriend, who's delighted with the arrangement. This is the man who's brought them together. And this is me, an undercover reporter, and tonight your guide to a world where love is for sale and perjury is the price. Marriage, we are told, is the bond that ties society together, the rock on which happy family life is built. For some, marriage is the culmination of a lifetime's ambition, their wedding day, the fulfillment of all their dreams. But for other people, marriage is about greed, profit, fraud and deception. People like my flatmates, Tara and Frank, drug addicts, and key players in a lucrative marriage fraud based in North London.
My name is Donald McIntyre and I'm a World in Action reporter. I spent 3 months undercover this summer trying to infiltrate their marriage scam.
It's a scam I had learned about from an underworld contact who'd filled me in on the key players, 2 Irish couples. There was Frank and Tara from Dublin. Frank was a drug addict and a self-confessed armed robber. Tara was once a journalist on the Sun newspaper's Irish edition. She too was addicted to crack cocaine and heroin. And then there was Thomas and Teresa, fellow flatmates and addicts, funding their habit from burglary and the marriage scam. I knew from my contact that the scam was masterminded by a shadowy figure based in the offices of Salpick & Co., a firm of solicitors in the Wembley High Road. Frank was in and out of there 2 or 3 times a day. But that was about all I knew until a room became free at Frank and Tara's flat, and I moved in. I said I was Mick McCarthy, a small-time Dublin crook. Frank marked me down as a member of the IRA, or worse in his eyes, a Home Office official.
You know, and I can't, Mick McCarthy can't be using his name around anywhere, you know what I mean? I've got a couple of resources for cash.
You're a provo, aren't you?
I'm not a provo. I'm not a provo.
Provo.
I'm not.
What, Home Office? I say you're a provo. I don't care.
Doing with
And if I found the Home Office and you get me caught, it's obviously you're not a provo. And I get a provo to shoot you.
Oh dear.
With that straightened out, Frank was back into another of his addictions, crossword puzzles.
I need to know that. Do you know that?
Spell label, L-A-B-L-E.
Yeah.
Drugs were everything for my flatmates, especially Thomas, all the time, day and night.
Crack is cocaine, and one is down, the smack is down, and the coke is up and up. With speed and...
The needles were everywhere, and I did my best to avoid them. Thomas, unfortunately, couldn't. What I wanted to hear about was the scam, but none of my flatmates were yet talking openly about weddings. Then I got Tara onto the subject.
It's up to us, we just go and book the wedding and like...
And how long does it take to book
You
the
can book it for the next day if there's one available.
for the registry office? Any particular registry officer, or just okay?
He'll do a paternity agreement with 2 names on it and everything. One where near where she lives.
And what happens when the Home Office? I mean, when she asks
They
me
don't,
questions,
Home Office don't particularly always come.
but if they come, whatever.
You just pretend you're your man. Say everything's grand. But they more than likely won't.
Yeah.
And you have to go. You don't have 20p change, do you? Just to make a phone call.
Tara married many of the illegal immigrants herself, always in false names. But sometimes she called on others to play the bride. When a Chinese man arrived at the flat, expecting to be married, that very day, I hadn't a clue who his bride was going to be.
Yeah, it's an expensive business getting married, isn't it? It is.
Yes, it's very expensive. Costs a fortune.
How much are you being charged? 5,000 or 6,000, I suppose.
6,000, yeah.
So you've been charged 6,000.
Yeah.
That's all right.
But they're not doing well. But like these, I can't control myself. I depend on the solicitor totally. So sometimes.
He seems a nice guy. Have you known him long?
This guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've known him about nearly half a year, I think.
Yeah.
And 2 of my friends, they're doing this with him as well.
Yeah. Just then, I was called upstairs by Teresa, Frank and Tara's flatmate.
Yeah.
Today, she was pretending to be Alison Kelly, whose identity they'd stolen.
Alice.
It was Teresa who was marrying our visitor.
I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Lee Young, do take the Alison Martina Kelly to be my lawful wedded wife.
Did you get your dress?
Yeah.
Marriage to an EU citizen would give Yang the chance to come and go on business. The scam would go undetected, since the real Alison Kelly, who knew nothing about it, was Irish and unlikely ever to marry here.
To book the date. Yeah, I went there myself.
They adjourned to Hendon Register Office. I wasn't invited, so I handed the secret camera over to another member of the World in Action team. He identified the wedding room and blundered in, saying he was looking for another couple. It didn't take long for the registrar to throw us out, but clearly present were Teresa, or Alison as she was known today, her husband Lee Kwang Yang, with his best man, and Thomas.
So I'm looking for David and Emma? It's not David and Emma?
It's not. They'll be starting shortly.
Right, okay, sorry.
I was starting to understand how the scam worked. Immigrants would contact the man at Salpic & Co. to arrange a marriage, and he paid Frank and Tara to find partners.
The man behind the scam, I soon learned, was a Sri Lankan named Mahesh Munasenjay. He was just an employee at Salpic & Co. and his bosses knew nothing about it.
One morning, I talked my way into Salpic's when Frank went down there chasing money. He said he was owed. When Tara arrived, there was a terrible row.
Sorry, Tara.
This was plainly a relationship based on desperation and greed.
Give me my money. Give me my money. I want my money. I want to get out of here. Give me my money. Mate, give me my money.
I'm looking after you. I'm looking after you. It's all right. I'm looking after you. I am. I know you. No, it's all right.
This is your fault. This is all your fault. Right, and don't keep my own insurance. You just give me my money, right?
I never told you to come here. I never told you. Ask him.
Honestly.
Sorry, it's none of your business.
No,
Can
no,
you just
no,
go?
I know.
I don't want
I'm just
you
saying.
standing
I
in
don't want you.
looking over my
Listen, I don't want anyone fighting. You see, you're getting hurt.
You, it's nothing to do with
Yeah,
you.
what?
Will you move on?
I don't know,
What are
I get
you
the-
all doing standing here like this?
on.
What's going on? Nick, get
I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Okay.
Close the door. Close the door.
Please go.
Close the door.
Please go.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just a minute.
Fair enough.
Stop.
I could take a hint. I knew when I wasn't wanted. Tara and Frank left, still without their cash, but with the promise that Mahays would go and get it. Later, after weeks of trying, I finally got inside Mahays Munasenje's office with Frank. Mahays was going to get the money, but got angry when Frank suggested following him.
Yes, I think you are treating me like that.
What do you think?
You are trying to follow me for what? I'm trying to...
No.
Yeah, I'm running a business, yeah.
Business is business.
So what do you think of me, mate? You think I'm dirt?
I didn't tell that. You're thinking that I'm dirt.
No, you think I'm dirt, yeah.
Shake hands, shake hands. I'm Mick, by the way.
The row had given me the chance to act as peacemaker and to introduce myself to Mahays properly. I was in. Mahays agreed to take Frank to get the money, and he asked me to go with him.
See, Mahays, they're strung out in drugs, you see.
I know, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the thing about it is...
You're coming with me?
Yeah, well, yeah, do you want to...
Yeah, you better come with me.
Will I come with you?
Yeah, please.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we going to do? Are we going in your car?
Yeah.
All three
This
of
was
us?
a world without trust, but Mahays had to rely on somebody, and after my earlier peacemaking intervention, Mahays decided he could trust me. This was great news for me, but really terrible news for Mahays.
You can't blame the girl. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock, 12:30, 2:30, 3:30, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, we've still no money. No wonder I owe everyone
This is the
money.
first time it happened.
What? You never paid me full. Is that a lie? Is that a lie?
You are the person who
Come
gave
here,
that...
hold on, Nails. I'm dealing with solicitors since I'm 14 years of age, and I know these are smooth-talking bastards. So keep your sad story, give me me money and give me a lie.
What?
Later, Mahays was on the phone to the furious Tara.
I'll give you your... because I don't want to be resorted to blackmail, you see. You see, blackmail... Yeah, but... I know, but Frank blackmailed me. Frank blackmailed me. Frank said that he's going to tell everything and all that. Yeah. Yeah, he's telling he's going... Yeah, so... Yeah.
Give us that for a minute, Mails. Tara, I'm getting the money now, right?
The cash wasn't handed over until that evening, round the back of Salpix.
Okay, you can get money. Okay, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80. Ah! 200! 200. You see?
I don't know.
But of course, Frank wasn't going anywhere, and as usual, the money would go on drugs.
Doesn't work out well.
Might have done something stupid. Do you know that?
What did you do?
I was drinking 700 mils of methadone.
That's a lot. Drinking it? Is that what you do with it? Drink it? It's a big dose.
Gee, Mick, Tuesday there's 2 weddings, Wednesday's a wedding, Thursday a wedding. So that's, I don't know, 6.5 grand. Yeah, I'm scared of Mick.
Well, what can go wrong anyway, you know? What can go wrong?
Nothing really.
I headed down the high road to Salpix to meet Mahays on my own for the first time.
It was lunacy. I mean, I was trying to keep the peace.
Yeah.
Because you know that.
You are a very good sobering person on this issue, and I'm very grateful to you for that because you understood what the situation was.
Well, I know, yeah. I'm thinking.
So they're going off to
I think they're going off, basically, right? Now, they just have a real big drug problem. You know what I mean?
They have a big problem.
They have a big drug problem.
Big problem. Both of them are drugs. See, when they take the drug, they don't know what the hell they do, isn't it?
Well, you know, you never, as Frank said to me, you never trust a junkie.
He said that.
Frank! Later, I met Frank in the high road. Frank was clutching some forms which Mahays had given him and which were crucial to the scam. The EC forms in Frank's hands were designed to be signed and stamped by a bride's employer. This would confirm that the bride was working and could support her new foreign husband. Since the brides were bogus, Frank had to trick innocent tradesmen into stamping the forms. Frank's favourite trick was to visit printing supply shops, where he'd pretend he wanted to buy a rubber stamp.
Rubber stamp? Yeah, I need one now. 4 lines only.
Frank would wait for the shopkeeper's attention to be distracted before stamping his EC forms with the shopkeeper's own stamp.
Don't know whether is that the kind of thing you want?
Might be.
The fraudulently completed form would be sent on to the Home Office after the wedding.
I got 5 changeable lines.
Over the next few days, I was in and out of Saltpick & Co., ingratiating myself further with Mahays. As I had hoped, Mahays came to see me as a potential marriage broker.
What will happen is, you get 1,500.
Yes.
1,500. How much you give is, because some people are asking credit, I can't give them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's all right, 1,500, and whatever I give to the girl is up to me.
Up to you.
Okay.
So, look, but there are certain cases, there may be interviews. So you must make sure that they'll come for the interview. You get a 500 pounds extra, just to sit for the interview, if there's an interview. I'll tell you in those cases.
Yeah, and see, I'll get girls who are around.
If you can arrange, I can give you, if you want, for next week.
Yes,
right.
Excellent.
Mahays wanted me to arrange a marriage partner for a Filipino woman.
Are you good at those signatures?
Yes,
You okay?
He was busy forging his client's signature on an identification document to be presented at the register office.
That's it.
Let me see that. That is a very good forgery. That is very good.
Someone said I should have been a forger.
That's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Of course, I had no intention of providing a husband for Mahays' Filipino client. Mahays' world was as far removed from the image of confetti, country vicars and blushing bridesmaids as one could possibly imagine. Mahays now saw me as an accomplice, and I represented a possible solution to an immediate problem. Tara had booked an early morning wedding, and Mahays was worried she wouldn't turn up in time.
Tara has to, this gentleman is waiting. There is a thing what she had booked before.
A wedding.
Tomorrow at 9:30.
A wedding at 9:30 tomorrow.
9:30. If this Tara doesn't come, can you get a woman?
Okay, I'm sure Tara will come, but if she doesn't come, we can try and get a woman, yeah. Probably, it's a bit short notice, actually.
The big man is waiting for Tara now.
Oh, yeah.
Understand?
Okay, where's the wedding? Where's the wedding tomorrow?
She's coming.
Okay.
She said to fix it for Saturday. It was fixed for Saturday. I just want to finish those other things.
Okay, where's the wedding fixed for?
Walthamstow.
Walthamstow, 9:30.
Walthamstow, and I told Tara, I thought because after 8 o'clock, but whether she gets up at 8 and parking car.
Early the next morning, I headed for Walthamstow Register Office. I had with me 2 friends to act as a decoy wedding party. Of course, what our photographer was really after was photographs of Frank and Tara. If Tara was due to be married at 9:30, then she was cutting it a bit fine. But then we spotted two people. One of them was definitely Mahays Munisenji, and there was a chance the other man was her husband-to-be. And then there was Tara, radiant. I followed them in. There was Tara and the groom and Frank working his way through another crossword puzzle.
Class, yeah. Looks great. £300 for this, I should hope so. That top was £140. And then 120 for his rest. For the Morgan.
The bride and groom were in heavy conversation. They had a lot to catch up on. After all, they'd only just met. The waiting room filled up with the groom's friends and relatives. When the signal was given, we filed into the wedding room. I was very curious to find out who Frank and Tara were impersonating today.
Right, can I first of all check that we've got the right people here? May I have your full name, please?
Andrzej Bogusław. Teacher.
Teacher. I'll get that one up better. Jacqueline, your full name?
Jacqueline Ann McGee.
All right.
So today, Tara was Jacqueline Ann McGee.
I do solemnly declare.
I do solemnly declare.
That I know not.
That I know not.
Of any lawful impediment.
Of any lawful impediment.
Why I. Jacqueline Ann McGee.
Jacqueline Ann McGee.
May not.
May not.
Be joined. In matrimony.
In matrimony.
To Andrzej Bogusław Chichin.
To Andrzej Bogusław Chichin.
Say that again.
Andrzej Bogusław Chichin.
Okay. Right, let's put declarations to each other. I thought I was having trouble.
Pathetically, Tara hadn't even bothered to learn the name of the man she was to marry.
But we'll have the two witnesses now. With this ring.
With this ring.
I do wed.
I do wed.
Wear it.
Wear it.
As a token.
As a token.
Of our marriage.
Of our marriage.
The ceremony over, Jacqueline, or Tara, posed with her Polish husband. We later found out she's had at least 20 others.
I'm not getting any photograph. Bloody hell.
Yeah, we're in it.
We're in this now.
They're incriminating us.
Outside, as we lined up for photographs, Frank told me that just by being present, I had incriminated myself.
Go on. I've been already there. No, I've already been in. No, you're all right.
It was all over for me. I'd got as close as I wanted to a cynical and lucrative marriage scam. I'd seen how illegal immigrants would part with their life savings for a chance to stay in the country. I'd seen how drug addicts were driven into crime by their all-consuming habit. And I'd seen Mahays Munisenji, the one man who understood the damage he did, sacrifice all principle to profit. 2 weeks later, the police moved in. The wedding party was over, but there was nothing to celebrate. A fortnight ago, Thomas received 18 months probation for burglary. Teresa was last heard of living in a crack house in Wembley. Tara has moved back to Dublin, where she continues to fight her addiction. Frank has gone missing and is thought to be on the run in Ireland.
Saltpick & Co. has closed down and Mahays has fled the country. Scotland Yard are keen to talk to him.